Good evening, everyone. Well, no one's here yet, but that's okay. The topic of today is enjoying the season. Now, October ends with Halloween. Wait a minute. I got it. So, this whole month, a lot of us start celebrating from October 1st onward um, the different aspects of fall and Halloween. We just had the harvest moon, and that's the first full moon after first day of autumn. And now with this cooler weather, the leaves are starting to change color. And that's one of the beautiful things of Halloween. Good morning, Joseph. Good evening, Joseph. See, I think it's morning still. I've been confused all day. um, like I said, it's good morning. Good evening, Desiree. Like I said, we do a lot of. Oh, Joseph, why? My problem is I usually do wake up about this time mentally. Let me see if I can find a certain picture I want to share with you. No, it's not that one. But I'm going to show you what I've done with autumn leaves a long time ago. No, it's not that. That's the Easter one. Oh, shoot. I don't know where it's at. Good evening, Erica. Let me see. Where have I put that at? No, it's not in there. I should have looked for it earlier. But anyhow, the fall colors are the changing of the leaves from the deep red of the maples to the golds and even the browns. You can use a lot of different things in nature now to decorate your homes as you get ready for Halloween. I'd like to know is what is your favorite thing about this time? Let me see. Hello, David. What is your first memory of Halloween? Yeah, going through all the candy, taking out the chocolates and putting them in the freezer so they don't melt. The early Verna gets the worm. Thanks, cuz I needed that. Oh. I can remember as a little kid taking my brother and my my oldest of my two sisters, I have one sister that's 3 years younger than I am. Barb, you guys met her. Taking them trick or treating, and then you had the big kids that would try to steal your candy and having to fight them so you get to keep your candy. And my fondest memory is trick or treating with my oldest daughter. And we were up north visiting at the time, and we took Michelle out, and we ended up using a pillowcase and filling the pillowcase full of candy. That's how much we did. Congratulations, Desiree. That means you will be able to save some of your food that you process. Some people call Halloween Samhain and All Hallows Eve is where the name came from. And is any of you old enough to remember when we also trick or treated for UNICEF? It depends on your area, David. It depends on your area. Yeah, Joseph, for the plastic. Well, see, when I was a kid, we were never rich enough to have our own costume, store bought costume. We wore raggedy clothes and everything else. Or my mom sewed something for us, but I don't remember her really sewing anything. And yeah, and when I took Michelle when she was 6 years old, she was in first grade, and we had just moved back to Toledo. And I was on one of the block on the corner and downstairs in the basement apartment. And I had a friend that lived down at the other block across the street, and she had 3 or 4 kids. And I did my makeup. I mean, I even had the latex skin and everything. Where I had my daughter watch me transform myself into a zombie before zombies were cool. See, that was 41 years ago. And it was so funny. My daughter was so proud, and she became a makeup artist because of things like that. She can do wonders with makeup. But anyhow, so we had to walk down the block to meet up with the other family because we were going to go as a group. Safeties and numbers. And as I get towards her house, 2 of her kids saw me as Janelle and I think it's Mikey. And they saw me and they ran and hid behind their mom, scared to death. Her oldest daughter, I think her name was Amy, knew it was me because of my voice and because Michelle was holding right onto my hand. So that was a fun one. Yeah, see, if you lived in a big town, you almost had to go trick or treating, though. Back then, we didn't call it zombies, it was the living dead, like Frankenstein's monster without the stitches. Now, what are some of your favorite things that you bake this time of year? I mean, everybody knows about pumpkin spice this and that, which is a modern thing, but we want for the real pumpkin pies, pumpkin cookies, sweet potato pies, sweet potato cookies, and all the candies you start making for your goodie bags. Yes, Erica, pumpkin log rolls. David says, as a scout leader overseas, we often had haunted houses for the boys and the neighborhood kids. I would dress up and be Mr. Eggy Yuck Up Chucky. I had one of my oldest brother's friends had a haunted house in his basement. And there was I think it was a barber chair down in the basement. And they blindfold you, take you down there, spin you around, do a bunch of stuff for you. Desiree is going to be making chili for a contest, but she never made chili before, so this will be fun. It will be very interesting for you, Desiree. Because there's so many ways to make chili. And some people like it without beans, some people like it without meat. I've heard of people using snake chili in Texas that they used to have, yeah, rattlesnake cook off, make chili and stuff with it. I will tell you a sad note. My daughter and I went to Bob Evans yesterday. It's the first time in years that I've been in Bob Evans. Um, the service was terrible, but the food was the worst I have ever had. Oh, Erica put the gator. She caught the gator and put it in the freezer. Maybe, yeah, you can use that to make some good chili. Anyhow, I ordered the blueberry brunch, and that's where I had blueberry pancakes, banana blueberry. That's what it was, and it had sliced bananas on top of it, and hash browns and eggs and bacon. Well, when I got my food, I want to take a bite of the egg. The eggs were cold. Can't eat that. The hash browns was cold. Nothing worse to me than a cold potato. So the pancakes were warm though. So I started on the pancakes. Well, when I go out to eat, I usually bring half my meal home for Lucy. Well, she got half of the pancakes, all of the eggs, 2/3 of the bacon, and all of the potatoes. And well, a couple hours after she ate it, I was taking her out all the way until 4 o'clock this morning because it made her sick. Yes, I seen David. I seen more lately where a lot of churches are doing the trunk or treat. So it's time to start getting ready because that's what this month is for. Is you get ready for Halloween. Next month is Thanksgiving, and then after that it's Christmas. And Desiree, when it comes to any frozen foods, they always need extra seasoning. But Bob Evans used to be a good place to eat. It's just went downhill so bad. I mean, you better food at Waffle House. I can remember in schools when we used to have the Halloween parade. Everybody got to dress up one day and we parade around the schoolyard, all through the school. Everybody trying to outdo the other. In fact, at Renfest, I was talking to the woman. You got that right, Erica. Thank you, Joseph. I'll answer that after the live stream. Shelley baked up 4 of our partridges for lunch yesterday. It was to die for, Simba. Cool. If anybody wants to come up, um, to talk about the season, here is the link, and I'm going to pin that. So if you're not afraid to be on camera, you can go ahead and come on up. Joseph, David, Erica, Desiree, any of you can come up if you want. I found out one thing I have to get. I have to get me some Halloween earrings. I seem to have misplaced mine through the years. I got some Christmas bell ones, but no Halloween ones left. And I can remember I used to have black hats, and I don't know what happened to those. Black witches hats. What is your favorite thing to do this time of year? They tore down so many trees around here. I am not able to walk far enough to see all the trees I used to see. That's a good one, Erica. Um, I just noticed something today. My Malabar spinach is in flower, and the flowers are edible. Let me share this with you. Malabar spinach flowers are edible, offering a earthy, peppery, and citrusy flavor with crisp texture. Right now, they're real small. They can be used fresh in salads and sandwiches or added to cooked dishes like stir fries, curries, and soups, though some find them unappealing if cooked due to potentially slimy texture. That's what Katrina didn't like about Malabar spinach. The flowers eventually mature into edible dark purple berries and are a good source of vitamin A, C, iron, and calcium, as well as antioxidants and oxidant anthocyanins. In salads, you add them whole to salads for a pop of color and fresh, crunchy element. Stir fries and grain dishes, incorporate them into stir fries, couscous, and other grain dishes for added flavor and texture. Sprinkle them over soups, dal, curries, and kudite platters, sandwiches and wraps, and pickling. Flavors have a distinctly earthy, peppery, and citrus flavor, and they're crisp. The flowers are a good source of vitamin A, C, calcium, and iron. They also contain anthocyanins, which are natural pigments with antioxidant properties. Now, the flowers develop into small, dark purple berries that are also edible. These berries are juicy and have a lemon like flavor with a peppery finish. So it sounds interesting to me, so I'll get to try those out. At what age do you switch your quail chicks to adult egg laying feed? Some people don't do it until 8 to 10 weeks. I have often done it as soon as they start laying. I start at 6 weeks. I'll do half and half. Half the chick feed and half of the layer feed, and gradually wean it down to just pure layer feed. Good evening, Farmall. Most of tonight is about what to do. What do you like about the changing season? Got a free guinea. I think you meant pig, not dad cage. It's missing the base. Came with a lot of stuff, so I'm excited for when we do get a rabbit. Though it's more so going to be a gift for Vic's mom that I have to care for. Oh, Farmer wants to know if it's true that chickens can digest cornmeal easier than chops. I'm not sure if you mean chopped corn or if you're talking about pork chops. But with their gizzards, they can handle cornmeal. In fact, if you want to fatten up your quail before processing them, I say about 2 weeks before their processing date, I used to add cornmeal and oatmeal to their feed to put an extra bit of fat on them. And Pharma, I'm not much on chickens, but I do know quail. I've had chickens, but I only had 3 chickens, and they were just like there. Are you going to be processing any of your chickens, Pharma? And you know, with rabbits, if you give a nursing rabbit or a rabbit that's pregnant, if you start giving her a little bit of oatmeal with her feed, that supposedly helps with the milk production. Make sure they have plenty of milk. It's getting pretty quiet in here. Not very much movement tonight. You have a blessed night, Erica. Okay. Yeah, I would go ahead and use mill because this probably is more easy for them to digest than it is for the chopped up corn. But you're not going to butcher any of your chickens. That's understandable. And Desiree's only cleaning, so she can only, I mean, it's cleaning, so she can only listen. So what all do you put into your chicken feed, Farma? Hey, Andy. If you're driving, I hope you're just listening. Don't text when you're driving. David went to lockdown with 87 quail eggs today. 17 eggs were not fertile. Okay, only 87 made it, or did you have 104 eggs? Oh, you basically used Joe Stalin's recipe. Okay. Okay, let's see. 17 out of the 87. So he had 20% that was not fertile. If they're your all chicks, I can understand it. You probably need another roux in the mix. But then again, are they getting words are escaping me today. Are you adding light to them? If they don't have at least 14 hours of light, that could be the reason right there. But then 17 out of 87. Lucy saying hi, everybody. Just because they didn't develop doesn't necessarily mean that they're not fertile. There's many things that can stop development of the eggs themselves. So you still got 70 eggs that are good to go, that's showing life and stuff. You went out at 7. So I know you ain't wanting to go out. You're wanting to be in on it because I'm talking to people and you can't hear their response. So you think something's wrong with mommy talking to herself, huh? Ooh, 70, I mean, 80% is fair. But I'd be worried about the 24/7 having light on them all the times. That could be a stressor too. Because I know I couldn't live without light on me 24/7. I have to have a dark time. You just want attention is what you want. I'm just glad she's not sick any longer. No, but if they're your own birds, you want to go for, yeah, you should go for 100% fertility rate. Could be a sign you need to add a couple males. Just a minute. I think she's telling me she needs some water. I'll be right back. No, you need some water. There you go, sweetie. Well, we're back down to 4. Where'd everybody go? And nobody's moved. What is your hen to roo ratios, David? Let's see there. What to you is your favorite Halloween candy to get? And what is the worst? To me, the worst ones are those big plain suckers. And my favorite was just about anything chocolate. Let's see something here. I need to try to go with 5 to 1, but I do not know for sure right now. Well, that's what you need to do, David. You need to check your birds and find out how many roos to hens you have, because that looks like you're a little low on your roos. Hello, Drops. What's your question, dear? God says, that's funny. I was unsubbed on this channel. Well, I don't know how you got unsubbed. Unless YouTube dropped you. You have a blessed day, David. And tomorrow, check your Hensaru. Oh, what's your trades channel name? Oh, Drops Thread LLC. Okay, just a second. I'm trying to give you a wrench here. There you go, Drops. And I'll be right back. My cup is about dry. No, thanks. You have over 200. And you don't want to be responsible? Yeah, I don't think I'm on your trade channel. No, this is so that you can drop things of interest like your video you made recently or something like that. A bunch of dead air, Joseph. Nobody's talking much today. We dropped down to 6, down to 4, and now we got 5 back. Oh, you're making orange chicken and yellow rice tomorrow for lunch. That's cool. Do you have quail drops? Of course, from scratch. You're in a homestead. You don't go for this. Never mind. I didn't want to go off on a tangent. And Joseph is on the way. I would say I was on my way, but I don't have transportation, so I can't lie that way. Yeah, I remember you saying that now. Are you gonna sell your place first, or are you gonna find the other place first, then sell your place? Or are you gonna have one lined up to drop and the other one for sale? Good evening, Mike. Hey, Uncle Al. Oh, okay. I understand that. Everybody saying hi. I've been watching some of Al's shorts today. Some of them I can't remark on because I don't want to go into some of the politics things because I got a tendency to run off. You know, Mike, I haven't been getting notifications from your channel. And I have been subscribed to your channel for quite a while. I know what it's like to be in on that end, Drops. I'm a widow too. Well, that went pretty late for you, didn't it? Well, let me put it this way. Drops. All my exes are dead. My belated husband, who is the love of my life, and the two before him all died. So I'm a three-timer. But I was only with one when he died. But they all died pretty close to the same time. You know, in this day and age, that is wonderful. Drops. Stay lit. Okay, Desiree's back. She cleaned up a decent amount of that basement. Enough to get that your new freezer in. Drop says his sister recently lost her son. Told her to help at the food bank. It helps her more and thanked me for the suggestion. Yeah, sometimes seeing things that are worse than what you're going through can help you turn around and get a better perspective on things. This, the beautiful thing about autumn, you have the leaves changing, but it's also time that people fill up their freezers too. Because, you want to harvest your animals that you're going to take out before winter hits. That stays on your feed. That is good, Drops. That is good. And Al runs a food bank and kitchen. And Drops is saluted to you, Al. He's done it for almost 2 years. I ran for city council in Toledo many years ago because I got tired of the food bank having to beg for food to help feed people, and they complained that the drought ruined their harvest, so they were lower on fresh fruits and vegetables. Well, I was fighting to get community gardens where people could take city-owned dumping grounds, illegal dumping grounds, clean up the neighborhood and the projects and that, and people could have a garden. Well, after that, after fighting for the community gardens, how I found out how much the city was against what people can do to feed each other. So I fought for those community gardens, and I ended up fighting the State of Ohio Department of Natural Resources so that the confiscated gains from poachers, so that the Toledo area food banks and homeless shelters got their cut of the meat that they had to process the animals and freeze them until trial. Where better should the food go to? Drops used to hold stuff for people that couldn't pick up during the hours and give them the food. That's cool. But when I left Toledo, they were still doing the community gardens that I got started. Seek and you shall find. So Lucy is very content. She got her water and now she's laying in her cave on her double mattresses. You eat, Al. Take care of yourself, dear. Messing with your blood sugar is never a good idea. Oh, when I did the community gardens, Anderson's Granary as a company sponsored a lot of stuff once I got the gardens. You have a blessed night, Al. Andy, I hope you're staying safe. Now, what is some of the things that you like to do starting this month? What are you looking forward? I think you may have missed them drops. And phenylethyme regulates your blood pressure to normal. And kudzu is good for type 2 diabetes. Yep. Now, and I got to this weekend, I'll end up straining my fire cider. And I'll take a taste of it in front of everybody when I do it. So if you haven't made your fire cider yet, now is a good time to do it because that means in middle to end in November is when it'll be ready. Does anyone here go hunting? Because this is the second month with an R in it. I'd still give it a couple weeks because of the heat everybody's been having. Drop says alkalizing your body removes cancer. I can see that. Joseph, just fish. Boy, I wish I could fish. I miss being along Lake Erie. I can't fish in the rivers close by because not when you see toilet paper in the water all the time. No. I used to love to go fishing. I get a launcher, prop my feet up, put my fishing pole between my knees and a book on top of my pole. So I got it all. Fishing, enjoying being out in nature, and being lost in a good book. You trying to get comfortable? It's okay. Joseph says he wishes he was a catcherman and not just a fisherman. Well, around here, the river, they got the Little Miami, the Miami, and they all dump into the Ohio River, and all of that is so nasty. Now, where I lived right along Lake Erie, and where the Maumee River dumped into Lake Erie. That river flowed northeast. The only lakes around here, Joseph, are pay lakes. You have to pay to go fishing in them. And they're too far away for me to walk. This is one of the sweaters I've made. And I'm still working on this sweater here. I'm on the sleeves now. And I got to get that done. Quit fooling around and start crocheting on it. Because then I got somebody's cap I got to make. Trout and catfish. Probably got other fish besides that. Joseph says they have more man-made lakes here than any other state. What state is that, Joseph? Oh, Oklahoma, yeah. See, in Franklin, the conditions are clear with it dropped down to 55 already. Winds blowing from the northeast at 5 miles per hour. Current humidity is 69%. We got a lot of rain yesterday. See, Lucy was sick, and I had to take her out many, many times, and it was in pouring rain even. So you know a dog's sick when they want to go out in the rain. When it's raining hard. If it wasn't for my rain poncho, I would have drowned it. And Drop says you got several rivers around here, not many lakes. Weather in Lawton. Conditions are clear with a temperature of 74. The wind is blowing from the northeast at 5 miles per hour. The current humidity is 68%. You're a lot warmer than we are. Drops, you're in Arkansas? Cool. Joseph says he hasn't fished rivers, just creeks. Now, back where up in the Toledo area, there was a park by my mom's house. Used to get crawdads out of that creek. They would try the drumstick of a chicken wing, the drummet of the chicken wing, and use that for bait on a string to catch the crawdads. So Drops, you're in Arkansas? That's cool. I lived in Arkansas for 7 years. Yeah, you get crawdads when they flood the rice fields. Probably starting to get too cold for crawdads. At least up here it would be. When our low is going to be in the 40s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 42 is going to be tonight's low. Thursday is going to be the coldest, with Thursday night getting down to 38 degrees. I'm not mistaken, the real estate bird is a road runner. Yeah, mosquitoes. But what's worse, I don't remember mosquitoes in Arkansas. I really don't. It's the same as Georgia, the silver black devils. Well, drops, if they tore you up this year while you were in the garden, you should have planted some lemongrass because that helps get rid of mosquitoes. Yeah, lemon balm and lemongrass. And they both make great teas and good for you in other ways, medicinally. That is a smart thing to do. And to encourage the wild herbs that do better outward, like wild lettuce and plantain and dandelion and burdock. Do you harvest a lot of your burdock root? Burdock root is good for cleansing your blood, your liver. Uh, Dandelion root is a great, has been used many times as a coffee substitute. Welcome back, Desiree. Oh, you left the most in the last move. Well, that's good. If you harvest the seeds, at least you'll be able to plant some in your new place. I'm going to be keeping an eye on my Malabar spinach because I'm curious about the flowers and the fruit they put out. Well, that's cool. So other people can grow them or they can use them in cooking or medicinally. You're going to have to wait a little while longer. You know, it's not even close to time for you to go out. Exactly. You know, sometimes taking something and using it as a goal to make money out of can end up ruining the enjoyment that you got out of it to begin with, if that makes any sense. Well, it's pretty quiet. I think we're going to have this as a short one today. Drops, in my humble opinion, I'm going to give it out this way. In my humble opinion, so many people are into buying commercially, buying pharmaceuticals that were extracted from the natural plants. It's just like some people are against farmers because why are you going to butcher an animal when you can go to the grocery store and buy it? They don't realize that those were animals they bought that were butchered too. Yeah. So we're into the last cycle, fruitful cycle, in my opinion. And I'm going to let everybody go because little Lucy's a little antsy and we're kind of pretty slow today. So everybody have a blessed week and I will see you Saturday morning.